Good morning everyone, my name is Krzysztof Oleksow and this video will present and show you information researched by me about great artist who was Italian mathematician, inventor, engineer, painter, anatomist and many more. His name is Leonardo da Vinci and you can already see some of his inventions on the screen. Leonardo was born in April 15, 1452 and died in May 2, 1519. During his rich career, he had worked all across Italy and also in France. He was very active during the Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci is considered as a greatest artist and his work is still in constant use in medicine, aircraft, military and deep diving. His most popular paintings are Mona Lisa and The Last Supper. Leonardo da Vinci was a versatile genius who had every step ahead of his time, creating works and bumping into ideas that went beyond human capabilities by that times. His original work still enjoys populars, and it is hardly surprising, given the fact that everything he touched would turn into gold. Leonardo da Vinci loved to create utopian projects, one of which was a vision of the ideal city that would become the model of architecture, as well as a shield to protect against pests, multiplying the power of the time. The city was to be spacious, with geometric and futuristic shapes. It was dominated by broad streets, numerous squares, tunnels and channels, all in order to create harmony between the practical and aesthetic requirements. Unfortunately, the idea was only on paper, as in the case of Project's life, devoted to him as much as 40 years, namely the rescue of Tuscany from the disastrous floods. Worst of all, these areas are struggling with this problem today. Leonardo thoughts often wander in space, as well as two mythical heroes, Daedalus and Icarus. His goal was to meet human dreams of flying, so created projects that have contributed to the memorable success. One of them was the famous pyramid-shaped parachute. Interestingly, lived to see the realization of the project until June 26, 2000, when British skydiver Adrian Nicholas, in accordance with the instructions inventor, using 187 pounds strapped on a parachute made of pine wood, linen and made the jump from the deck of a balloon from a height of approx 10,000 feet. The attempt was successful. Da Vinci at all costs tried to fly into the air. To this end, created a special flying machine. Unfortunately, it is not known whether he tested his device by himself or he did use a support of his own students, but one of the legends says that, yes, he did use one of the students, and unfortunately the student died. Leonardo created new projects. One of the projects shows the helicopter, which was to be set in motion by 4 men. Unfortunately, as it turned out, it could not work because the man would rotate the rotor in the opposite direction to the copter. Da Vinci was also interested in the mysteries of the deep sea. Therefore, he designed a deep diving apparatus. The historical facts show that the device was also used for military purposes, but there is no evidence that this project was ever realized by Leonardo. On the other hand, the same engineer's drawings were used to create a working device. Obviously, it was not functional because of leather and wooden elements and two tubes, which had protrude above the surface. Basically, the diving apparatus would not work in that times because the components of it were just basically wood and linen. Leonardo loved the art of war, as evidenced by the countless projects' complicated machinery. Particularly noteworthy is the tank, which was intended to cast small stones, making panic in the ranks of an enemy. There was one BBC documentary. The team used the military to build a picture of the deadly machine. Unfortunately, it turned out that to work properly, they would have to need to change one of the mechanisms. The theory is that the inventor intentionally left a mistake because he didn't want the machine to fall into the wrong hands. One of the first bicycles was invented by Leonardo da Vinci. One of his drawings are presenting two-wheeled vehicle equipped with a steering wheel and chain drive. The drawing is reminiscent of modern wheelers. Unfortunately, the possibilities of contemporary art does not allow for the construction of a chain or gears or ball bearing visible in the figure. There is also a theory that due to the relatively late to find the figure, it was found in 1974, it might be forged. Da Vinci also tried to create a device in the image of the car, which was to be used in theater. The project illustrates the three wheeled stroller with a sophisticated control mechanism that is using wooden blocks, and it could be programmed to move the vehicle at distance of approx only 40 meters. Some of the sketches also shows the robot design. The sketches were found in 1950, and they are likely to be the results of Leonardo's anatomical studies in the field of the canon of proportion. Apparently, the device would be able to perform some simple movements modeled on the human. Unfortunately, it is not known whether the inventor has attempted to build this machine. Leonardo da Vinci was a visionary who was born far too early, his inventions ahead of his era making forever etched in the annals of not only as a precursor, but primarily as a versatile master. Thank you for watching this video.